What's the easiest way to get more clients heading into 2025? Most online business owners think it's more content, posting more on Instagram, creating more videos on YouTube. My God, aren't you exhausted from creating all this content? Here's the truth. There's nothing wrong with content. I'm a big fan of it, but there's one hidden strategy that so many online business owners I meet are not taking an advantage of to grow their business. And if you know what this strategy is, this can actually help you make more sales and increase your revenue without creating more content. And it will make every piece of content you create so much more impactful and effective. So I'm about to show you what that strategy is in this episode today. Cannot wait to dive in. This is going to be so incredibly helpful for you. If you want to get more clients, this is going to help you do it. Super excited to share this with you. So let's dive in and get started. So here's the truth. When it comes to growing your online business, there are really two strategies, two approaches, two tools that you have in order to do that. Number one, you've got content. I'm creating content right now. This is what I'm doing, recording this episode. Content is great because when you create a piece of content, you're basically selling to the masses. You can create one piece of content and basically share your message with hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of people at once. And it's an awesome way to grow your business. I am not anti-content. I am definitely pro-content when it comes to making more money, increasing your sales. Creating more content is a great way to go. But there's another strategy that most people aren't using, most people don't really talk about, and that is conversations. Content and conversations are really the two tools that you have when it comes to growing your online business. And regardless of what platform you're on, regardless of what tactics you're using, what it really comes down to at the end of the day is you've got these two tools that you can work with, two mediums that you can communicate with, content and conversations. Most online business owners I meet are really doing a good job creating a lot of content. You know, they're showing up, they're posting videos, they're posting reels on Instagram, whatever it is, whatever your platform is, you're probably creating a lot of content today. But when you look at your business, are you leveraging conversations? For most online business owners, the answer is no, or kind of, but maybe I just have this idea that I'm just going to create all this content and people are just going to like fall from the sky and I'm not going to have to reach out to people or open up DM conversations or have that back and forth. If you're like most online business owners, this is probably how you're operating your business. And if this is you, the good news is that you've got a ton of potential basically just sitting on the table in your business right now. Because when I look at my business, and at this point, I've generated well over $1 million of sales online, selling coaching, consulting, courses. I've helped hundreds of online business owners, every niche imaginable. When I look at what's been most successful in my business, as well as the entrepreneurs that I work with, conversations, the ability to open up and create intentional conversations with the right people in your audience, to warm those people up, to move them along, is one of the best and easiest ways to get more clients in your business. It's crazy how many people don't do this. And so we're going to talk about conversations today. I want to share with you a couple of different ways that you can integrate more conversations into the way that you show up and market your business online. And when you do this well and intentionally and strategically, it's one of the easiest ways to make more money and grow your business. And I'll tell you the number one reason people don't actually do this is not because they don't know what to say. You know, sometimes people are like, well, what do I say in all these conversations when I reach out to someone? I'm not sure what to do, or I feel like I need some kind of a script. And honestly, if we look at what's underneath that, generally what I find for most online business owners is the act of having a conversation is vulnerable. It's scary to reach out to someone. It's scary to put yourself out there in a very direct way. And so most online business owners I meet will do anything to avoid that conversation. You know, we'll create funnels and content and spend hours and hours and hours working on our website because we're afraid to just go out there and open up conversations, because that means you might get rejected, or it means that someone might ghost you, or it means that someone might tell you they're not interested in what you're doing. It's scary to do this, and that's why we don't do it. But really, the strategy around this, and we'll talk more specifically about a couple different ways you can leverage this, is secondary to the mindset shift of just getting over your fear of being vulnerable and putting yourself out there, and recognizing that one of the best ways that you can generate more clients and sales in your business is by opening up conversations. There is nothing that compares to the power of a conversation in your business. When you have a conversation with someone, you can make what you're doing relevant to them, as opposed to creating a sales page where you got one message for everyone, or a video that basically it's the same message for everyone. When I have a conversation with someone, I can ask questions to understand where they are and where they want to go, and to be able to pitch something that's specifically relevant to them, or to help them feel seen and heard and understood, which is so much of what great marketing does. It moves someone closer to you when they feel like you really get them. When I ask questions and I listen, I reflect back to someone where they're at, I create that connection. Also, just showing that you're a human being. So much of online marketing feels like this faceless, I'm this not real person, and you're just consuming my content. But the truth is, I am a real human being. And when we have a conversation, you reply to one of my emails and you get a reply back from me. There's nothing that compares to the power of that personal connection that's created in that moment. When I look at the things that have really moved my business forward, at the end of the day, conversations have played such a big part in this. Now, one other limiting belief that people often have around conversations is, well, it doesn't scale, Jason. It doesn't scale. Marketing is a more scalable way to communicate with people. Through content, you can communicate with people en masse. And that's true. But when I look at the power of conversations, first of all, if you're in the earlier stages of your business, sub 6 figures, conversations way more impactful and effective than content. But even past that point, I'm running a business today that does over $500,000 a year in sales, and conversations are still a very important driver of revenue in my business. It's not that you stop having conversations as you scale. It's just that you change the groups of people that you're having conversations with. So you start to tighten the reins a little bit and start to focus on groups of people who are a little bit more near the bottom of your funnel, instead of just speaking en masse to your whole audience, because there's a lot more people in your audience. You can look at, okay, well, how might I speak to people who are a little bit warmer? Maybe people who are engaging with my content, or people who've submitted an application, or people who sign up for a masterclass of mine, instead of just, speaking to my audience at large one-to-one. So we can change and shift the strategy around how you're leveraging conversations as you grow your business. This doesn't mean you don't do conversations. It's not like you just reach a certain point in your business where your marketing and your content just does all the work for you and you don't have to have these conversations. You can try to do that, but you're going to leave a lot of money on the table. So this belief of it doesn't scale just isn't true. You just have to be intentional about how you open up conversations and who you're opening up those conversations with as you grow. But you can absolutely integrate this at every stage of your business, regardless of whether you're just getting started or, you're scaling past $1 million, $2 million a year in sales. Hey friend, hope you're enjoying this episode of the podcast. And before we get back to it, if you're an established online business owner who's serious about unlocking your next level of income and impact and growth in your business, I want you to watch my free $1 Million Online Business Training, where I walk through a 4-step roadmap I've personally used to sell well over $1 million of coaching, consulting, and courses online. It's going to make the journey of growing your business so much easier. I want to give this to you for free. All you got to do to access it is go to jasonmoss.com/growth. That's jasonmoss.com/GROWTH to get free access to this training right now. Now back to the episode. In terms of how you do this, I want to share 3 very practical ways that you can integrate more conversations into the way that you're showing up to massively increase the number of clients that you sign heading into the new year. Number 1, this is a big one, is creating conversations with new followers in your audience. So when someone chooses to follow you on social media, or when they choose to join your email list, most people just let their marketing take over. But the truth is that's a really important moment, because someone who is basically opted in that moment to say, I want to hear more from you, that person is engaged. That person is excited about what you're doing. So no better time than that moment to reach out and say, hey. Now, the thing that most people get wrong with this is they think that it needs to be like a sales pitch right up front. And when you try to pitch someone who doesn't really know who you are, it's kind of like asking somebody to sleep with you on the first date. It doesn't feel very good. So what I recommend for people who are new to your audience is if you are going to integrate a conversation and reach out to them, send them a link to a free piece of content. Or you know what? You can just reach out to someone and say, hey, saw you followed, my profile. I just wanted to say, hey, and introduce myself. Like, super glad you're here. Done. You would be amazed how much a simple conversation like that can do in your business. You don't even have to, pitch them anything. I mean, when someone reaches out to you, I'll give you an example. Like, so we have a meal delivery service me and Kimberly use. And so every week we order meals from this service. And we'd been ordering meals for a little bit. And one day I got a phone call from the owner of the company. And he said, hey, I just wanted to introduce myself. I saw you've been ordering meals from us for a little while. I wanted to see, how you like them. And that was a great conversation. I got off the phone and I was like, wow, this guy really cares. He built a personal relationship and connection with me. I'm so much more likely to continue using their service because of that little 5-minute conversation that we had. So treating your new subscribers and your new audience members and your new followers as like, these are really important connections and relationships. How can I make that personal touch there? How can I send them something that I think would be helpful or valuable for them? Something as simple as that over time will compound, and those same people will pay attention to you more. The other benefit about this is if you're doing this on social media, like on Instagram or something like this, once you have a personal conversation with someone through DMs, Instagram is so much more likely to show more of your content to that person because the algorithm says, oh, these people must know each other. Same thing with any social media platform out there. So this is a great hack to get your content in front of more eyeballs by doing this. So how can you open up these conversations with folks who are newer in your audience? Great way to build that relationship and connection. Number 2 is intimacy and connection and conversations for your engaged audience. This is such a no-brainer and such an easy way to get more clients. Looking at your audience and the people who are engaging with your content, maybe you're on social media and you notice like, oh, there's this one person who always comments or this one person who always hearts or likes my posts. Reach out to that person. About 6 months ago, we were about to run a retreat here in Boulder, Colorado. There was a guy who I had seen on my profile who kept hearting my posts. And I reached out to him. I said, hey, I keep seeing your name pop up on my social media feed. I just want to say hi. And, he wrote me back and he was like, hey, I've been watching all your videos. You got really great stuff. And so I started asking him some questions. And this is an approach that often works really well when you have a little bit of trust and you have a relationship. You don't want to do this with someone who's brand new, but someone who was following me, who's in my audience, I knew he was engaged. I said, hey, tell me a little bit more about like where you're at in your business right now. And he shared a little bit more about that. And then I asked him another question. I said, tell me what your vision is, like what's your goal or where do you want to be? And so he answered that. And I looked at where he was and where he wanted to go. And I asked myself, do I have anything that would be helpful for him? I realized we had this offer that we were about to launch. Literally, we were still putting the finishing touches on the sales page. And I wrote him back and I said, hey man, like, based on what you share with me, I actually think you'd be an awesome fit for this new offer we're about to launch. I don't have it out publicly, but here's a link to like our draft sales page. And the next day I wake up in my inbox and he has he sent me an order. It was like, you made a sale. The guy signed up. And then I'm continuing to talk with him over DMs. And I'm like, we're doing this retreat in about 2 weeks. I think you'd be great for this too. And I sent him like a Google Doc link to the offer and he signed up for that too. It was like a $5,000 sale from simply opening up a conversation with someone who had been engaging with my content. So most online business owners do not do this. They, again, expect all their content to do the work for them. But if you can notice who is engaging with my content on social media, who's engaged with my emails? How can I open up more conversations with those folks? And what you can do with those types of relationships, because you have more trust there, is you can often take a little bit more of like a prospecting type approach, which is more about asking questions to expose a potential gap. In my case, asking that question, hey, where are you now and where do you want to go? I now was clear on the gap in this person's life between where they were today in their business and where they wanted to be. And then I could pitch a solution to that if I thought I could help this person, which in this case I could. I pitched a program that I thought could help him close that gap. So this more of like a prospecting type approach can work really well for people who you've built a relationship with. And this is where I think content and conversations really work together. It's not one or the other. It's that we've got content going, and that's building those relationships and warming people up at scale. And then when you layer conversations on top of that, that's really where the magic happens. So intimacy, conversations with people who are in your audience, who are engaging with your content, is the second great way to use conversations to get more clients in your business. And that moves us on to the third approach. This is something, my God, that has made me so much money. I wish more people would do this, which is conversations with past and current clients. It is so much easier to make a sale to someone who has already bought something from you than to sell something to someone who has no idea who you are or has never, bought anything. It's so much harder to do that. Yet most online business owners, what I see is they're spending the majority of their time focused on acquiring new clients, and they're missing out on the easiest opportunities to extend the value of the people who are already engaged with them, who are already signed on board, who have already paid them money. So much easier to make a sale to that person than the person who's brand new. So when I look at what has really moved the needle in my business, one of the things I do quite often is I reach out to our existing clients and I'm constantly selling them more stuff. And you can just, what I do is I just text people. And honestly, for someone who's already bought from you, generally they don't need a sales call. I mean, sometimes if someone's bought like a low ticket thing and you're selling them a high ticket thing, they probably need a sales call. But like those people, generally, like my existing clients, my high ticket clients, if I, for example, have a retreat or something that I'm running, I might just reach out to them and text them, and I might just send them a link to like a Google Doc that's like, here's the offer. Because I know that person, they've already paid me, $5,000, $10,000, something like that. They don't need a big, long sales pitch. They just need to know what the thing is. And it's crazy how easy it is to make sales doing this. Again, I talk about the retreat that we ran maybe 6 months ago. I would say 80% of that retreat was filled just by doing this, just by texting people. We really didn't do much front-facing marketing. So this is such an easy, simple way to extend the value of your existing clients as a business owner, and upsells and other offers and cross-sells to other offers that you have, even just doing like renewals or, upselling people. Like, for example, I don't run our core group coaching offer anymore, Accelerator. We recently shut that down, migrated exclusively to one-to-one coaching. But when I was doing that offer, oftentimes I was upselling people to one-to-one coaching on the back end. So I had this group program where people were inside, and I would text folks inside the program that I thought would be a good fit for one-on-one, and I'd pitch them one-on-one. So great way to extend the value of your existing clients is just to do this and to sell and to create conversations with your existing clients. Again, easy money. And the number one reason you're not going to do this is not because you don't know what to say. Because the truth is, it's honestly not that hard to just reach out to someone and be like, hey, I think you should do this. I think this would be really good for you. Like, that is what it could sound like. The number one reason you're not going to do this is because you're afraid of getting rejected, or you're afraid of just being vulnerable and putting yourself out there. And that is a very normal fear. I have that fear too. But the more I've been able to get over that and to just put myself out there and to be bold and to not be afraid of someone saying no, the more money I've been able to make in my business, the more clients I've been able to sign. So 3 very simple ways here that you can integrate more conversations into your marketing, into how you sell, both with your new followers as well as existing clients and people who have been in your world engaged with your content for a while. Again, conversations, so underrated. Everybody's geeking out about marketing funnels and content. But the truth is, the simple act of opening up those conversations is one of the best ways to grow your online business. Now, if you are an online business owner, a coach, consultant, course creator, expert, author, someone who sells your wisdom, your knowledge, your experience, your expertise online through your business, and you are committed to growing that business, to scaling past 6 or multiple 6 figures heading into the new year, I'm super pumped to announce we just recently launched a brand new one-on-one offer. So I recently completely migrated my entire business over to one-to-one because I know this is the absolute best way to serve online business owners like you. And I am so committed to working with a small number of one-on-one clients, helping them create incredible results in their businesses, grow their businesses, increase their revenue, sign more clients. And I'm just super pumped about this new format because it allows me to dive so much deeper with you, for you to get that individualized support, for you to have someone who you can reach out to on a daily basis when you get stuck or you hit snags. You just want someone to bounce content off of or get feedback from. This is you and me together walking through that journey of business growth, not another group coaching program where you got to wait 45 minutes to get your questions answered, or you show up to a Zoom call with like 50 other people and you're lost in the sea. This is you and me working together to help you grow your business in a very intimate way. And I do have a number of spots open inside this new one-on-one offer right now. We're filling those spots right now. I have no idea how long they're going to be open for. It's first come, first serve. Super pumped about the potential for this to really help you grow your business heading into the new year. So if that is feeling aligned for you, if it's something you want to explore, you can go to jasonmoss.com/apply. That's jasonmoss.com/APPLY. Is that how you spell apply? I'm like, yes, I believe so. I'm a business growth expert, not a spelling expert. And go submit an application there. That will go directly to me and I'll review that personally. If I think you're a good fit, if I think I can help you, I will reach out to you and we'll have a no pressure conversation through your best next steps. So jasonmoss.com/apply. That's available to you. Super pumped to roll this new offer out. I just think it's going to make such a big impact on a very exclusive group of high-level entrepreneurs and business owners. And I can't wait to dive in and explore that with you. So jasonmoss.com/apply. Hope you found this episode valuable today, and I will see you in the next one.